Hello everybody. In this video, we will try to discuss Anuradha Nakshatra, which is a Saturn Nakshatra. And every Saturn Nakshatra starts from 3 degree 20 minutes of a watery sign and it extends till 16 degree 40 minutes of the same watery sign. If you take the Saturn Nakshatras, Pushyami, Anuradha and Uttara Bhadrapada. Pushyami starts from 3 degree 20 minutes of Cancer, which is a watery sign and of course more emotional sign, and it extends till 16 degree 40 minutes of Cancer. And Anuradha, it starts from 3 degree 20 minutes of Scorpio, which is another watery sign. It extends till 16 degree 40 minutes of the watery sign Scorpio. Right? The same thing happens with Uttara Bhadrapada also. It is another watery sign, that is Pisces, starting from 3 degree 20 minutes, extends till 16 degree 40 minutes. So basically, watery signs are emotional signs, and Cancer is actually the emotional imbalance is actually present in Cancer. A kind of emotional stability and hidden nature is also present in Scorpio. And of course, Pisces is also a fine-tuned emotional balance is also present in Pisces. But Cancer, the emotional imbalance is present in the sign of Cancer, people say, right? Now, Anuradha, so every nakshatra consists of some stars, and Anuradha basically consists of 3 stars. In the modern astronomy, called as Beta Scorpionis, Delta Scorpionis, and Pi Scorpionis. Among them, the Beta Scorpionis is the most brightest one with a visual magnitude of 2.62, and visual magnitude has inverse relationship with brightness. So, if visual magnitude is lesser, the brightness is more. And this Anuradha Nakshatra, if you try to look at it in the night sky, the countryside, you can find it near the region Antares. And ancient rishis symbolized this Anuradha Nakshatra with a staff. A staff is basically a regular thing carried by any ancient rishi. So they try to save their power of penance into this particular staff. It's a symbol of protection, it's a symbol of power. And they generally don't use this particular staff for attacking someone. It is used for defense mechanism. If someone tries to harm, then they try to use this staff, And whenever you talk about Anuradha Nakshatra energy, you talk about the story of, not complete story, but the main theme related to power and protection, that is the sage Vishwamitra challenging sage Vasistha. So it's Vishwamitra before becoming the sage, you can say, right? So in the story, Vishwamitra's weapons, including the Brahmastra is a kind of, in the present days you can say it's a big nuclear missile. All the Vishwamitra's weapons and Brahmastras were useless against the Vasistha's staff. So the staff is used as a symbolism of power and protection, clearly. And Vasistha used his staff to challenge all the weapons of the king Vishwamitra, and of course the king Vishwamitra later he became a Brahmarshi. So, and even he actually invented the Gayatri mantra also, right? And now Anuradha Nakshatra energy is also associated with wisdom and learning. Learning is always present in Anuradha energy. Anuradha, see, Anuradha means after Radha, basically the meaning. After Radha, Radha is basically the Vishakha's energy. So after, so Vishakha's another name is Radha, as we discussed in our previous video, in our Vishakha's video. So as this nakshatra is coming after Radha, that is after Vishakha, you can clearly say Anuradha is a very reasonable name given to this nakshatra, but at the same time, in Sanskrit, for Radha, you have another meaning called success. Anuradha means subsequent success. So generally, Anuradha energy people have better life in the later half of their lifetime. But it's just a general saying. You need to check the overall horoscope, what dashas and antardashas the person, a native, is actually going through. That decides, uh, the native's fortune. And learning. So learning is always associated with Anuradha. So another one is staff is one symbol for Anuradha Nakshatra. Another symbolism is lotus. So the qualities of purity, auspiciousness, knowledge and enlightenment are associated with lotus. So you can understand even goddess Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and the Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity, are often depicted as sitting on a lotus. So lotus is very auspicious symbolism. It's a symbol of purity and auspiciousness, knowledge and enlightenment. And one more thing, Anuradha energy people generally they have problems around them. Even though there are so many problems around them, they are fine. The problems don't touch them generally because of the spirituality associated with them. Even the lotus, the symbolism of lotus is similar to that. If you observe, lotus is generally present in a pond with a lot of dirt in that, but this lotus, this whole dirt even cannot touch the lotus. Lotus is very pure. Even it is in the muds of that particular pond, it is very pure, right? So the spirituality is the key here for Anuradha energy people. So Anuradha is a Saturn nakshatra. Saturn is the symbolism. Saturn planet is a symbolism of discipline. It's a focus, symbolism of focus, symbolism of spirituality. So without Saturn, no spirituality. Without Saturn, no focus, no discipline, right? So Saturn is always associated with spirituality. So Anuradha people are always spiritual. They believe in spirituality. They are born spiritual. And so if you observe lotus symbolism more, it has the ability to grow in muddy waters, as we discussed. So the ability of this nakshatra to keep itself pure and sattvic in any surroundings, That is a symbolism. It signifies the attainment of knowledge through the muddy puddies of mental, intellectual, and emotional confusion. It is able to grow, means the lotus can grow in muddy waters. So what it is grown on, basically muddy waters. So Anuradha basically grown on the emotional confusion, the intellectual confusion, the mental confusion. And finally you see a beautiful flower coming out. Right? So Anuradha is always has some problems associated with it. But finally you will see something better, something purified, something fine-tuned. So another symbolism, if you observe, a gateway with so much of triumphant leaves, just like Vishakha. But Vishakha it's already achieved something with its complete force, complete burning fire, right? So you can see Anuradha is just the gateway of those triumphant leaves. So Vishakha has this particular symbolism, but Anuradha has much more fine-tuned of this particular symbolism. So Anuradha basically generally means its subsequent success. So there is a success aspect lies with it. As a problems aspect is present, right? Because it's grown on problems. You see any Anuradha energy native, they have some problems in their lives. And they are grown on those problems. Without problems, no Anuradha exists. Problems are the food. It is the food for Anuradha. More problems, more food, more growth. That is the fundamental theory of Anuradha's energy. Of course, it is also a goal-oriented nakshatra, just like Vishakha. But its goals are usually more in tune with the universal plan. When we talk about Vishakha energy, we understood the goals are sometimes they are ungodly. In the age of Kali, Vishakha's goals may turn up into ungodly, but still Vishakha energy follow it, right? But the goals of Anuradha are according to the universal plan. So Anuradha's energy has some connection with the universe always. So the Anuradha energy also likes to attain its goals through group work rather than going it alone. Say, it means if someone supports Anuradha, the goals can be much more fine-tuned and they can be achieved very easily, right? Of course, whether Anuradha wants to achieve the goal independently or with a group, you can tell it more by observing the other planetary positions in the horoscope. But Anuradha energy can be better. It feels much better if there are some other energies which are supporting it, if there are some other people who are supporting this Anuradha, then their work can become easier they can have better success, more success. So, if Anuradha works in a group, better if they work with some group of people, then they can achieve their goals very easily. Instead of doing independently, better they take the support of others so that they can easily get the success. So they can get the things done effortlessly if they take the help of some other people. Because see, they are grown in muddy waters, but once in the process, they have a lot of obstacles associated with. They have a lot of problems associated with them, but they take the help of others, some other group members. Yes, the other group members would try to help them to remove the obstacles so that Anuradhas can get the success easily, smoothly, effortlessly, right? And if you compare Vishakha with Anuradha, Vishakha is often reluctant. It's not interested to take help or cooperate with others generally. Vishakha has some negative qualities, but you cannot, completely compare Vishakha and Anuradha and say, uh, you know, Vishakha is bad. Vishakha is the negative qualities in the age of Kali, more in the case of Vishakha as we discussed in our previous videos, but Anuradha is basically has a friendly hand associated with it always. It likes to help and it gets success very easily if it takes help from others. Anuradha is it's a friend basically. Anuradha treats everybody as a friend, even their enemies, right? Even Anuradha thinks its enemy as a friend because Anuradha likes to be friendly with others. So, and Vishakha, generally, if you observe, Vishakha energy people, they need some other people also to get their goals achieved. And better Vishakha and Anuradha work together so that the goals of both of them achieved very easily. Especially Vishakhas are very very goal oriented and Anuradhas are very much helpful. So if even Anuradha needs some help from others so that it can attain its goals easily. Better if Anuradha and Vishakha work together to achieve their goals. And why I'm telling you Anuradha is basically associated with friendship. Why Anuradha energy thinks an enemy, even an enemy as a friend, it's because of its deity. Anuradha's deity is Mitra. So we'll talk about Mitra in some other video. So Anuradha energy is basically a positive energy. It's a good energy, spiritual energy. It's goal oriented, a learning, right? It's the goal of Anuradha. Troubles associated with Anuradha, but at the same time, Anuradhas generally grow on the troubles. So, out of this mental, intellectual, emotional confusion, they grow. Though these problems generally act as food for their growth. In a mental plane or spiritual plane or material plane, any kind of plane or emotional plane, you take any plane, for Anuradha energy people, the growth comes from troubles. And that's about the fundamentals of Anuradha. We'll talk about Anuradha more in our upcoming video. Thanks for watching this video.